stupid. I've tracked my family's movement from my father coming to San Francisco Bay Area in the 70s, and I mean, maybe even, yeah, 70s should be right. Have pictures of him in San Francisco. You know, have his public address as listed in Sonoma and Marin. Okay, multiple Sonoma addresses, including 70 London Way, with a photo. Okay, there's zero public record of my family being in New York at all. Of my siblings graduating from, I guess, Springfield or me, or anywhere in New York, university or whatever. I've shown you that Drew went off to graduated high school, Willits, in 97 and went to Berkeley in 97. This is not what my family said. Okay. And I've shown you that his Willits record matched his living record. That's a pretty rare name. Spelled with a Y with a middle name ALW. ALDYWN. Aldwin. It's fucking rare. Oh, and it happens to live with Jean, who happens to own property up there. Right, okay. And his best friend happened to have graduated from there? Right, okay. And then I showed you that Theresa graduated Sir Francis Drake, which is in San Anselmo, where we grew up, in, I think it was 98. And then I showed you an obituary of her father and a letter from him after he was dead, sent by her entire family, saying, you know, that he passed away and he had a house in San Rafael, which is, San Rafael is the larger part of, it's the city of San Rafael, and San Anselmo is inside that, okay? Then I showed you my mom was also on record for living in San Anselmo, and I have her going to Dominican University, which is right there, in 98, okay? Then I show you Dylan's public record of having lived in San Francisco and gone on to McAteer High, okay? And he's not anywhere in New York either. Fucking rocket science over here, what's going on? Then, on top of it, I tracked my own movements, and I showed you that in 98, which I guess was a controversial bullshit for you, I was at Altimira in Sonoma, okay? I've shown you that I know all these people from San Anselmo. Now, San Anselmo is not a big town, you guys. You could bike across it in about 15-20 minutes, okay? It is a tiny town. And yet, specifically, I knew all these kids from San Anselmo. Okay, some of whom came forward and some of whom you saw on video. Okay. And then I show you that I have confirmed record yearbook picture, so it's me, and a statement from the middle school saying, yeah, you went here. Then I confirmed that email because you said that's not the right email. I said, yeah, it is. And then you said I was hacking. Are you for real right now? So I traced their IP address, and you see we have completely different addresses. Mine traces directly to Gandia in Spain, and theirs traces to the nearest Google Center in the Bay Area in California. Right, okay. Then I showed you that I had 2 high schools confirm the same transcript. What a fucking coincidence. And you said that's not the right email. And I showed you it's the confirmed emails. And one of them even included a bunch of yearbook pictures. Me in clubs, me in ASB, my, you know, whatever. Okay, and a confirmation letter that said I attest that these grades are correct and this student went here. And I traced their IP address. It's to show you that, and it's coming from the same Google center in that area, so that they're approximating in the Bay Area. Not in here. I can't hack that shit, and I'm here. We agree on that. Yeah. Okay. Then I show you my college grades and them writing a confirmation letter going, she went here, she was in the housing verification letter, which I traced the IP address, and showed you it was a confirmed email. A confirmed email address. And then I go on the portal, the student portal, which is a website, their website, and I show you the same shit. Then I showed you evaluations that are talking about papers that I have in my inbox, which means I had to submit them in order for them to get evaluated. And oh fucking gee whiz, it's the same shit. And then I show you on that thing that I sent to my tattoo artist. I was like, hey, I'm doing a thesis thing on tattoos, can I interview you? And I show you that that was real, that was part of my sociology course, so that matches up UCSC as well. Also showed you a student ID. Okay, I mean, this is fucking absurd, man. Like, really, and they just get to say. And then I show you that Jake goes, you should really check out the East Coast. Then I showed you there was a blog that I wrote that talked about, I've had to research New York because I knew nothing about it. Okay? I then point out to you that Matt and I dated outside the time frame that you said that we did. You said that I lived in New York till 2008, and I'm like, well, Matt and I were together in 2009. What? Right. And I showed you that he lived in California and worked at Seneca. Okay? In San Francisco, and I confirmed his address and his postmarked handwritten letters of being the same address and having lived in San Francisco. Even according to his book synopsis. And it's not my book, and I showed you it is. And so when he says he worked in California, it's because he worked in California. And then I showed you spending records, and all of it's California. Right? Okay, and then I show you rehab shit, and guess what? It's Newport Beach, which is California. Then I showed you in the newspaper, there was a printout of me graduating high school from NewTech in Napa. Okay, then I point out the Springfield theory doesn't even work. They called it Springfield Academy, which doesn't exist. Okay, they have no proof. I'm showing you, there's no record of me there. And then I think they try to say South Academy, which didn't even exist until 2007. And then they said I played sports there that didn't even exist. They don't have those sports teams. Then I showed you a graduation photo from my high school in which I'm wearing NewTech colors. And oh, very coincidentally, everyone in that photo lived in that area, and I proved that to you. They all lived in the Napa area. I mean, and Ellie, who came forward, she was from Napa too, and the travel, you know, I went traveling right after that with Carly and Ellie, who were both from Napa. What a fucking coincidence. I mean, are you fucking serious right now? How much more can one be realistically expected to do? Oh, and by the way, you don't have proof for shit you said. I showed you a birth certificate which showed me being born in Stinson Beach, California. You did not say that. All my IDs say California. Even my passport from before, so my passport that I was issued when I was 18 said California. I mean, the government's just straight up killing me at all. That's all. That's why I'm over being an American. This is fucking straight horseshit. And all they had to do was, what, did they stand in a line like it's a fucking restaurant commercial? We're from New York. And I showed you a bunch of those people were lying too. Then I tracked people from Napa, people from Santa Cruz, people from specific town in Marin. And I showed you how the people from UC Santa Cruz lied. And you didn't give a fuck? Oh, and it's on public record, and I guess I hacked the white pages, Radaris, Intelligence. Oh, really?